on last week's podcast, which you can get on YouTube or Substack.
Or Spotify or
Apparently
apparently we have a YouTube channel too.
That should be the name of this episode. Apparently we have YouTube. Then people will know.
It's all the rage.
It's all the rage.
Yeah.
It actually, funny enough, I've got some friends that have had to do the market research of this, and they do say that the kids are on YouTube, because I can't stand the idea of sitting down and watching a podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what the young fellas are doing.
Maybe we should go on TikTok and just do like 10-second takes.
We should do dances.
Just like Vegas sucks, and then that's it.
All right. Well, that's called the opposite of burying the lead. That's exposing the lead.
Right.
You ridiculed me last week.
I did.
You ridiculed me last week for saying that we shouldn't sleep on Vegas.
Yeah, we should sleep on Vegas.
Now that you've had a few sleeps.
Absolutely. Have a nap on Vegas.
You know who you sounded like?
Who?
You sounded like your friend Craig Button when Montreal was going to the playoffs last year. And Craig's like, I don't think they're going to win a game.
No, he didn't say, I don't think they're going to win a game. He said, they're not going to win a game. Okay. I think if Craig could have picked Toronto in 3, he would have done that last year. Yeah.
So that's what you sounded like when you're talking about Vegas. You're like, they're not even going to go to the playoffs this year. So I'm wondering, now that you've had some time to think about it.
Sober second thought?
Hopefully sober second thought.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. Now that you've had some time to think about it, do you think that Vegas is going to go to the playoffs? Obviously injury has been an issue with that team all year. Do you think that they're going to make a trade to shore up that ability to get to the playoffs? What do you think? What do you think Vegas is going to do?
Well, if
you don't have to tell us how you feel about them. Right. I think that we all we've
yeah, I have zero.
I'm not the most observant guy in the world, but
I
follow the breadcrumbs.
I have zero faith in the Vegas Golden Knights. I have none. In fact, I have none. I don't think they're going to do much at all in the playoffs. I think, Jack Eichel is working his way in there, and he's been very good, actually. He's been really good. A lot of nights he's actually been their best player.
Yeah.
But I think this Jack Eichel year is kind of the lost year, and then you kind of really start next year with him. But are they going to make the playoffs? Yeah, probably. Just because they're in a terrible, terrible, terrible division.
As we did talk about the Pacific Division just recently.
Yeah. And to me, I was going to say something about Vegas, and now it was going to be really pithy and good, and I just completely forgot what I was going to say. But so what was the question again?
I hate division names, because Vegas is in the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
And one thing that I always associate with the desert
is the Pacific Ocean.
Huge swaths of water. That's what I associate with the desert.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And Montreal is apparently Atlantic.
Right.
Because they're not a city, I guess.
Yeah.
The Metropolitan Division is the other one.
Columbus is in the Metropolitan Division. Right. The thriving metropolis of Columbus.
Columbus. Boy.
Yep.
So, I was just asking, do you think that Vegas makes a trade to shore up their playoff spot? Because, I mean, the truth is that we all know that the back end of that Max Pacioretty deal is probably not going to look all that great.
Nope.
You've only got a couple years, like maybe this year and next year, and then we start to see things fall off with Pacioretty and Mark Stone. And it's even a surprise that it hasn't fallen off already. Falled off. Yeah. Irregardless of that.
But like it is falling off. It is falling off because they can't stay healthy.
That's a good
right.
point.
Like, yeah. I mean, that's got to be a factor at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you don't have access to the guy because he's hurt, then that becomes a factor in what you did to get the guy. And, because I mean, Mark Stone is in a tough way, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Max Pacioretty has had all kinds of problems staying healthy. When he's healthy, he's a 35 to 40 goal scorer.
Yeah. He's had one of the highest goal rates, like per 60 rates in the NHL all year.
Yeah.
But obviously the actual counting stats, the actual numbers that he's put up have been paltry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the talk of them repatriating MarcAndre Fleury, right? which
I think that's crazy.
Yeah, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, you have Robin Lehner, you use Robin Lehner. Like what do you want to do? Like, do you want to create that whole soap opera all over again?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, is that what you want to do? I mean, I guess if Marc-Andre Fleury comes in, he comes in as knowing he's the backup. He is the backup, whatever. But like, really, like, you're spending all these resources on Robin Lehner, like, just run with the guy and see if he can do it for you in the playoffs, right?
As a dog returneth to his vomit.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the picture.
I know what I was going to say. I was going to say, if Vegas, you asked me if Vegas is going to make the playoffs, and I will quote the late, great Ken Campbell Sr., my dad, who worked for 35 years at Inco in Sudbury.
Right.
And he used to say, he would say about the Vegas Golden Knights, if they don't make the playoffs, they deserve to get shot with a bucket of their own shit.
All right. So we're doing dad quotes.
Yeah.
My mom used to, whenever my mom would say, like, my dad's name is Ron, she'd say, Ron, I'm trying. And my dad would say, yes, you are trying. So Vegas can say to their fans, we're trying. Yeah. And the fans can say, yes, you are trying.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, it's fair. Now, my question is, because you did bring up injuries, do you think if this roster does get healthy and they do squeak into the playoffs, do you think that they can make some noise, all seriousness?
In all seriousness, of course.
Right.
Of course. Like, how could you not make noise with that group of players, reasonably healthy? I mean, they're not going to be completely healthy, but reasonably healthy. Yeah, of course. They could win the Stanley Cup. I just don't have any faith in them doing it.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to take that one clip of saying they could win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all that I need. So